The 3,400-acre farm in Eldama Ravine, which was known as Narossura Farm, is one of the White Highland farms that significantly contributed to the growth of agriculture in Baringo and in Kenya. Writing in the Old Africa magazine, Peter Lowe says his grandfather Eugene "Puggy" Allison Smith, a Canadian, and his wife Millicent, a Briton, acquired Narossura Farm in 1913. Puggy's first priority in this virgin territory was to establish a home. Land use, prior to the arrival of those soldier settlers, was most likely seasonal grazing by Maasai and Kamasia, Tugen, pastoralists, and migratory routes for wildlife. 112 years later, in 2025, the descendants of Puggy and Millicent Smith came all the way from Nova Scotia, Canada, to see the home their grandparents made in Africa.
My name is Norman Smith. I want to say, first of all, thank you very much to Aaron Bomet for his hospitality. He's very kind to let us come back to a place that I knew when I was very young. So I was born in Nakuru, in Isaliwa, Nakuru, and my grandparents lived here and built this house that is behind us. And they were farming. And my grandfather fought in the First World War. He was in the Kenya African Rifles. And my grandmother stayed here managing the farm. Over the years, they developed the farm. When we were children, we came here. We didn't live here because my father was a mining engineer, and we lived in Nyanza province, a place called first Kitiri and then McCalder Mine, close to Kisi. So we would come back here, and it was very nice because there was cattle and a dairy farm. So we didn't used to get a good maziwa where we were. We came back here, we were very spoiled. So
what was your father's name?
My father's name was Tim, and his sister Mary was married to Michael Lowe, and Michael Lowe lived there, not too far away from here, and they managed and farmed Narossura Farm. From the time I was, a baby, but I remember the times when I was maybe during school holidays, we would come, and I can remember my grandmother, she was quite kali. So we had to behave ourselves. But I can remember we used to sleep down there. And then when we were very small, or smaller, there used to be a car.
Bicycle.
Well, it was a car, but you could go like this, pedal it.
Right.
And we'd go up and down the veranda like this, up and down the veranda. So I remember that very well. But it was very different here from where we lived, and it was nice to be on a farm and see cattle, and it was a good place for us to come. Ever since my grandchildren have been little, we've talked about Africa, about Kenya, and they said, when are we going to go? When are we going to go to Kenya? So I said, you have to be old enough until you can appreciate it and that you'll remember it. And so this was a year that I have brought my whole family back.
It's important to us to give our grandchildren a sense of family history and to show them where their grandfather grew up.
To the older, it was a nostalgic homecoming. To the younger, an epic tracing of their origin. But first, how did the retired soldier, Eugene Smith, get the nickname Puggy?
P-U-G-G-Y. Because he had a pushed-in nose. So he went over, he joined the army, and the British Army sent him off to fight in the Boer War in South Africa. He survived, came back to England, and met Norman's grandmother. And at that time, Britain was not fighting any wars, and they had too many officers. So they said to the Canadian officers, if you agree, we'll discharge you because we have too many, and we will sell you land in Kenya very cheap. So Norman's grandfather and 3 other officers bought land, and this was his grandfather's land that he was given.
In 1973.
So until they built the house, they had mud houses, with a thatched, a traditional house.
Yes.
And his grandmother had 3 children there. Then they built the house, as you say, in 1930.
Yes.
The old Smith's house, which now has a red iron roof, had a roof made of well-pitched cedar shingles. The inside featured large, interconnected rooms. What the offsprings of Puggy Smith saw in pictures and heard in family lore way back in Canada was now a confronting reality. The outside of the home had a tennis court with an eye-catching view over the Rift Valley down to Lake Baringo. Down a valley to the west is a large dam built by Michael Lowe, the son-in-law to the Smiths. The dam, which took many years to fill, was meant to irrigate the farm below it. There is no doubt that the guest from Canada had a memorable experience visiting the Narossura Farm, now Quebetek Agricultural Training Centre, which their great-grandparents established. Will this be the beginning of a family lineage pilgrimage to Eldama Ravine? Time will tell.